In this video tutorial, we are going to learn about inheritance in C++. I'm Saisman and welcome to Skills Grow. The topics that we are going to learn are what is meant by inheritance, the syntax of inheritance, base and derived classes, inheritance and access specifiers, and the type of inheritance. Now, what is meant by inheritance? To know this, first you should know the meaning of inherit, that is, derive quality and characteristics from parents or ancestors, like we inherit our features from our parents. Inheritance is the process of deriving a new class from the existing or base class. Now, if you get a doubt what is the base class, don't worry, I'll explain you about that in a moment. In inheritance, the new classes inherit some of the properties and behaviors of existing classes. It is a technique of code reuse. It also provides possibility to extend existing classes by creating derived classes. The syntax that's used for inheritance is given below. First, we write the derived class name and followed by the base class name with an access specifier. Now, we will move on to the next topic, that is base class and a derived class. So, what is a base class? An existing class that is parent of a new class is called a base class. And derived class is defined as the new class that inherits the properties of the existing or base class. The next topic is inheritance access specifiers. There are three types of access specifiers in inheritance. Public inheritance. This is most commonly used inheritance mode. In this, the protected members of base class becomes the protected members of derived class, and the public becomes public. Here is the syntax. Protected inheritance. In the case of protected inheritance, the public and protected members of base class becomes protected members of derived class. Here is the syntax for protected inheritance. If we are inheriting a derived class using a protected inheritance, it is as shown below. A private inheritance. In private mode, the public and protected members of base class become private members of derived class. Here is the syntax for private inheritance. If we are inheriting a derived class using a private inheritance, it is as shown below. There are 5 types of inheritance. They are single inheritance, multiple inheritance, multi-level inheritance, hierarchical inheritance, and hybrid inheritance. Now let us know about them in detail. Single inheritance. Single inheritance represents a form of inheritance where there is only one basic class or one derived class. In the image, class A is called base class and class B is called derived class. And the multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance represents a kind of inheritance where a derived class inherits the properties of multiple classes. As in the image, class D inherits the properties of class A, class B, and class C. Multi-level inheritance. Multi-level inheritance represents a type of inheritance where a derived class is a base class for another class. In other words, deriving a class from a derived class is known as multi-level inheritance. Hierarchical inheritance. It can be defined as where there is a need to create multiple derived classes that inherit the properties of the same base class. In other words, it is defined as a base class with several derived classes. Hybrid or virtual inheritance. The combination of multi-level and hierarchical inheritance will give the hybrid inheritance. By using this virtual inheritance, the complex problems can be easily avoided. Here in this image, the properties of class A are inherited both by class B and class C. Then both the class B and class C properties are inherited by class D by the principle of hybrid inheritance. Thank you for watching the video and stay tuned for more content from us.